Good morning, everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice. We shall sing. I'm Dr. Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the Book Business Boss Consulting, helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. So, speaking of book, have you ever, I don't even know if they even say this old saying now, but girl, boy, dude, bruh, I can read you like a book. She read you like a book. He read you like a book. And God said, tell them people are reading you. Can they read your life? They reading you just like a book. Now, it's amazing that he would give that to me, seeing as I have 40 plus years of my life I have spent in some form of the book business as a retired librarian, ebooks, all the books. I have been in major libraries, small libraries, personal libraries, building libraries. It's always been about books for me. I love books before I could read. As I've often said. So read you like a book. And so therefore, when we read a book, of course, we're looking at the cover. Don't judge a cover. Don't judge a book by the cover. In my line of business, I am judging the book by the cover. Because it'll determine to me whether I even want to open the book. What's going on with the cover? Now, I'm not talking about the clothes you wear, your style. Do you? And this is a disclaimer that you don't have to divulge every intimate detail of your life. You do not have to tell every hardship, but people can. There are times where you should share your testimony. There are times and spaces and places where you should say certain things to certain people that will bless them, restore them, encourage them, even correct them. And they should come from your life story. People, they take it more to heart when you've been through it. Just being somebody who's criticizing other people, it doesn't quite have an effect. When you're still trying to pretend like you're perfect and you never done anything wrong, that doesn't quite go over so well. But we all have a story because we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of his testimony. So that old saying, read you like a book, is true. Because sometimes we can see clearly on the outside, clearly. What's going on the inside is coming on the outside. And then sometimes our strong discernment comes in play. That's number 2. And then number 3, God will bring people to us. He'll bring things to us and let us know. When we stay close to him, he gives us inside secrets. So Paul said in 2 Corinthians, we're written epistles, read of all men. Your very lives, this is the Message version, your very lives are a letter that anyone can read by just looking at you. So what are they reading? What are they seeing? Your very lives are a letter. I want to live the life I sing about in my song. Every day, everywhere, on a busy thoroughfare, I want to live the life I sing about. Your legacy will tell. When people come to your funeral, hopefully they be able to give you some flowers while you live. But if they don't, they'll be standing up there telling things that you did, people that you helped, people along the way that you blessed. Hopefully some will come back and say thank you even before you go. But your life, your very life, is a letter that anyone can read. Your very life is a book that anybody can read. Sometimes we don't know all the backstory. We don't know every intimate detail. You shouldn't. Some things are between you and God. Some people say, I'll go to my grave with that one. Nobody will ever know the details of that. And sometimes, because if it doesn't edify, if it doesn't encourage, if it doesn't benefit someone, maybe not. But, confess your faults one to another. So there should be a safe space where you are so you can breathe and so you can live and so you can be at peace. So you can be read like a book. Why? Because if you're a faith-based following Jesus Christ, you're a light. There's a light shining through you, and there's a light shining on you. Yeah. Ye are the light of the world. So I don't want people knowing all my business. No, they don't have to know all your business. But if nothing else, somebody should say something, even if you pray. Just requesting prayer. I'm going through a tough time. Don't have to have all the details, but there should be somebody somewhere, even if it's a professional, that you say, help. We need help. Because if you're not able to be that full light that you need to be, and you're not able to be salt, you can't salt nobody. You can't preserve anybody. You can't help anybody. You can't restore anybody. You can't if your salt is lost its savor. I've never had bad salt, table salt or whatever. I've never had rancid salt that's not good and it didn't season. I've had different kind of flavored salts where they added other ingredients to it. Maybe that's one of the main reasons why salt sometimes loses its potency. And then they make invisible, that salt-like substance, which it gives you the taste or the sensation of salt, but it's not that full potent salt. I don't use much salt, as for me, it's really not good for me. But sometimes it's just as they say, the food is just so bland. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna put the salt in my hand so I can see exactly, and then sprinkle it on because it needs some help. It don't have no flavor at all, just bland. No, your personality is dry. You're not seasoning nothing. You're not adding energy. You're not adding emphasis. You're not brightening the day. You just, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm paying bills, taxes, and then I'm gonna die. Yeah. Why you think Jesus had thousands following him? He was not dry. He was not boring. Yeah, I know people say, girl, they were just with him because he was feeding them and he was, yeah, that too. But if no matter if you are feeding them, they would have got their plate and gone. You know how I'm going to take 2 to-go plates. They ain't sitting there for hours, sleepy and hungry. If he is not saying nothing to encourage, to enlighten, to enhance their lives, to live a better life, what? No. I don't care how much you feeding me. If you nasty, I may take the plate and may not eat it. If you mean to me, I may not go to get a plate. I may say open up a can of beans first because some people that you're around, it's more repressive than anything else. And some people that you're around, it's just not good for your spirit, man. That goes back to being read. You reading them and they reading you. And people, they come out, oh, I just love your spiritually. Oh, I just like, yeah, I know. And I'm reading yours too. And the more we talk, the more the Holy Ghost is talking. The more we talk, the more God is like, okay, this is where you're going to handle this situation. Nothing's wrong with the person. I just need God for my business. I need God for my life. I need God to breathe. I need God every single solitary day. I'm an open book letter read, but other people, I have to read other people too. It's guarding my heart, guarding my mind, guarding my spirit. I got to do it too. Can we read your life? What are we reading? Some of them are horror stories. Some of them are sad drama, a lot of drama. Some of them a lot of toxicity that you keep going around and around in. I run from that. Everybody in this life, you shall have tribulation. So it's not like nobody's avoidable. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care none about that. In this life, the Bible says ye shall have. That means everybody. Ye shall. It's everybody. No matter how many tongues you speak in, don't care how much you go to church, there's going to be time that you're going to have trouble. Why? Because you need God. You can't go through this life and you don't need God. You're going to lose a loved one. You might get fired. You might get laid off. The whole company may shut down. They may just fire you. They may fire the whole department. But in this life, you shall have tribulation. But I've overcome the world. I got it, and I got you. but you're not going to be void of it. I'm sorry. I wish I had a bed of roses to give you and ooh, and you follow Jesus and everything's going to be sunny. No, that's a lie. And anybody who told you that, it's not truthful. But greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Greater is he that's with you. There be more with us than be with them. And on the Lord's side, we shall eventually win, but there's a journey to that win. There's a process to that win. There's something you got to work out and through you to get to that win. But yeah, this book's got multiple chapters. This journey has multiple scenes and twists and turns and transitions. And I came out all right, and I came out, it wasn't all right. Mama didn't get up out of that bed. Mama, we did have to bury Daddy. Big brother did go. No, I didn't. I wasn't able to carry that child a full term, and it died. Yeah. Some of the story. Now I like to write happy endings, but everything a part of your life is not necessarily a happy ending. And that makes that you being a light in spite of continue to move on and live that life and cry and be up under the bed and be up under the cover some days is so powerful because people know what you've been through and how you came out. And it wasn't easy, but God brought me. It wasn't without struggle, but God's power is great. That's the real light. Not, ooh, I got 5 cars and I got a $10,000 square feet house and no, 10, 20,000 in the bank. No. A real light is when we had nothing. And God gave us the plan like we are in now. I had nothing. And God gave me the plan. He gave me, then I can be salt. Then I can flavor something. I can flavor your life to say, whoo, let me sprinkle a little salt on it. Because I've been where you've been. I've seen what you're saying. I've been here and done that. This is what happened. And this is how it went. Now, every detail, divorce is divorce is divorce. Domestic violence is domestic violence. Job loss, tornadoes, floods, hurricanes. It was a disaster. It was awful. So all the intimate details, and this happened at 5:05 and then 5:25. No, we don't need to know them details because it was horrible. All of it was horrible. But sometimes you can't add no flavor. You can't add no energy. You can't add no substance. You can't bring no light. You can't be no light unless you've been in dark. You and came out into the light. You can't be no salt if you thought you was gonna die and then you came back and then finally, you are my witnesses. You shall be my witnesses unto me. Because what we should be reading in the end is that, whew, God brought us, God kept us. Not just the things that happened, but how we got it there. That's what I advise people, especially people who write memoirs. Okay, all these things happen, some good, some bad. But how'd you make it? How'd you do it? You got to be a witness to not just all these things happen, because we can read the news for that. They don't always tell you a good story or a good ending. They just tell you, and this person got shot, and that a road collapsed, and there was a pothole, and somebody went down in it, and then this one got caught in a flood, and this. We need bad news. We can turn on the TV. We can turn on the internet. We can find all the bad news. But what did God do? What did He help you get done? What did He help you survive? What did He help you navigate? When did He tell you to go left when you always turn right? And this is the right, but then you avoided an accident. When did the time that He said, okay, you're delayed and you run around the house? Me and Brian do it all the time. All right, we have a target time. We leaving at 7 a.m. And then 7:15, we still something happened and a light did this and something else happened and we get delayed. And then we realize as we're going down the road, we missed the accident. Yeah. So reading my life, reading you like a book. Yeah, true. We should be able to read some things by looking at you. We should be able to read some things by what you say. And then we're reading some things by what you didn't say. But can we read your life? Are you a light? You salt? You a witness? And what you say and what you sing, sometimes your life not backing it up. Because Paul says, you're a letter. your book, a letter that anyone can read by just looking at you. The Message. Now that was powerful. Y'all know I'm a King James version all day long. But when I saw the Message version, I was like, woo. Anyone can read by just looking at you. Let that sink in, because believe me, it's sunk in with me. What are they reading? What are they seeing? What am I a witness to? What am I shining a light on? Am I bringing any flavor to anything? Salt. And what am I a witness to? I hope and pray every Sunday morning, because I've been doing this now for 6 years, every Sunday since 2020. Every Sunday morning, I pray that I'm helping you be a witness and being a light to the saving, incredible power of Jesus Christ himself. That greater is he that's in me. Because in my flesh dwells no good thing. I'll be honest with you. It's a fight every day. Gotta die daily. But the book I want you to read, in spite of it all, in spite of everything that's going on that you don't know, as they say, spoken and unspoken requests. Hallelujah. I'm still here, clothed and in my right mind. So I can live my best life. The life God, Jesus came and died, lived and died and rose for me to have. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. And then on Tuesdays, the Book Business Boss Show, we're in season number 5. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. So if you ever thought about writing a book, and we're talking about turning your book into a business, we got a long way to go, but that book business is an ongoing thing. So we need the tools and strategies started, and then we can keep on moving. And as we develop, we'll keep developing more. Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. And then Book Business Boss Podcast.com is where all other replays are. All of season 1, 2, 3, and 4 are there, and we'll be uploading season 5 very, very soon. Part of season 5. I usually do half, and then I do the other half. So after it plays, and I'll let you know when season 5 is up and available. To purchase Julia Royston books, visit Next Chapter Bookstore and gift shop inside Ben's Boys, 2711 Grandview Avenue, Greensboro, North Carolina. Then also follow Miss Valerie Lewis Coleman when I see Me Children's Book Fair. It's coming up in July. Last I checked, she had a few openings for children's book authors in Dayton, Ohio in July. So find her on Facebook and follow her as well. TheAmazingCorner.com is an online bookstore and mobile book fair. That's on the East Coast. That's up there in the Delaware, the DMV area. And so follow them as well. And then, of course, if you have written a book, you can always reach out to me, talkwithroyston.com, and let's have a conversation about it. Even if you still are in the idea stage, reach out to me. And of course, I've had the relaunch of bkroystonpublishing.com, Royal Media and Publishing.com, Royston Children Bookstore.com, and Royston Royal Bookstore. Now, the difference between the Royston Children Bookstore is that children's books only, and then the Royston Royal Bookstore.com or adult books only. So now I told you last week, the 5th relaunch, or this is a new website. I've always had Royston classes and all that, but I'm now putting, I got 3 more to go, but the RoystonTrainingAcademy.com, that is where my classes are going to be moving forward. I had to condense everything instead of just having Royston classes. Anything I'm doing training wise, event wise, courses wise is going to be there, access through there. I haven't got my courses there yet, but that's what I'm working on. That's second quarter activity. If you're a business owner, you know some things have to be done first quarter, and then some things are second quarter. So moving my courses, getting those all in alignment, revisiting them, revising some, because things change in the book publishing business, in business period. Things can change, resources, new things happen. So the Royston Training Academy is up and ready to go. And the first 2 classes there create great kids books. So if you ever thought about writing a kids book, and I highly suggest for those of you that are in any industry that you create a kids book that goes along with your industry so that you can impact and influence the earlier generations, the kindergarten, K through 5 generation. Don't wait till they're in middle school and high school, but strive to influence them younger ages. And so I really highly suggest if you're an insurance agent, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you're an engineer, whatever that looks like. I met a young woman in Houston last October, and she was a judge, and she had written a book, a children's book about being a judge. Now, that's incredible for me. It was congratulations and all that good stuff. And I hope to interview her very soon. But one of the biggest things is it's that visual. We're talking about being read, but that visual that a young child can say, she can do it, I can too. So think about joining me on April 9th. It's a 2-hour workshop. Create great kids books. And then April 23rd, we're starting all over at the beginning. Write that book now. RoystonTrainingAcademy.com. So take a look at the site. Any questions? Always, you can reach out to me. Also, what is still available and will be available throughout the year is review, prepare, execute, repeat. It's still available at thebookbusinessboss.com. I'll be moving it probably to the Royston Training Academy, but for now, you can get the free download of the free checklist. It's a free download of the checklist that goes along with it. And then, of course, you can purchase the full book, review, prepare, execute, repeat. That's for business owners. That's for authors. That's for anybody who wants to get their systems in order and make sure that you look at your budget and determine exactly what things you need to do now, what can be done now on a budget, and what things you might need to save for. I've done it for 18 plus years. Rolling into God Be My Helper and Keeper next February to be 19 years in business. I'm scared to even say that out loud. So go to bookbusinessboss.com and let's make it happen. All right. Who's in with me this morning? Hey, Jenny. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, ma'am. All things is working together. Yes. For the good of them that love God and call according to his purpose. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Be sure and tune in. Jenny Jackson is my guest at 10 a.m. This morning, right there on Live Your Best Life on envision-radio.com. Come find out her story and learn about her book and how you can follow her and subscribe. And you can see, because this is just the book, the first book. There's more to come, I promise you. See how I do that? There's more to come. There's definitely more to come. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. My prayer always is that you live your best life, the one God intended for you to have. Not the people down the street, not the people you see on social media, definitely not what you see on the movies, but live the abundant life that Jesus died for you to have. You all be blessed. Until next time, bye-bye.